Welcome to the Paris and Menifee Valley Chambers of Commerce Student of the Month program. My name is Sally Myers, and I am delighted to welcome all of you here today. It is really a great day. It's the day before Valentine's Day, so this is a lot of fun, and we even have a few couples in the room, so that doesn't give anybody an excuse for not going out tomorrow night, though. But it just
to Richie's or the Sizzler.
Right, or to Richie's or the Sizzler, that's right, or Texas Roadhouse, right? And so, but we are delighted that you all are here. And the Student of the Month program is just a great example of our community coming together and just lifting up our students and just saying, you are incredible, you do an amazing job, and we appreciate you and we appreciate our families. I would like to ask you all to stand, and I'm going to ask Pastor Brian Von Gunten with Student Venture to come and lead us in prayer. And then our Mayor Darrell Bush from the city of Paris will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, and we have a few meals coming out, so we'll let Nancy will go ahead and let you pass those out, and then we'll start our prayer. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to all you students and man, to all you parents for working so hard with your students, all the teachers. Real privilege and honor for me just to pray over you and just want to say well done and congratulations. Let's pray. Would you bow your heads with me? Father, we just thank you so much for this day, Lord. We thank you just for this gathering that we can get together and honor these students, Lord, and just their hard work. And Lord, we thank you for all their parents who have poured into them day in and day out and just showed them how to really work hard, and when you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And God, we thank you for all the teachers, Lord, who have just you've given this ability to teach, Lord, and to inspire these students to go forward. Thank you for these students and their example. Help them to be examples to their peers, Lord, and the ones that don't work so hard. I pray that they would encourage them that they can do great things in this world, Lord. And God, I thank you for the gift of just the breath in our lungs and our hearts beating, and Lord, that these students and these teachers and all these people here would just remember that everything good comes from you. And so, God, we just want to thank you for that. Lord, we want to thank you for all the people that donate to this cause, all the businesses, and we just pray that you bless those businesses, let them prosper and succeed. And God, we also want to lift up just our police force and all those families who are going through a really difficult time right now. We pray that you bring them peace and comfort in this difficult time. And God, we pray that you would just watch over our country, watch over our students and our schools. And God, I also want to just lift up the meal today. We thank you for those that donated this meal. Ask that you bless us with our bodies in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
If everyone will join me in the pledge for our flag. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Mark's here, so just mark it up.
Thank you very much. Well, we know that you will enjoy our lunch. We are serving a steak lunch and is brought to you by a number of our very generous sponsors. Our program in Paris and Menifee was founded 15 years ago in 1998. And that was actually a very exciting year because it was also the year that my son graduated from high school. So it's amazing how time goes by, and here we are 15 years later, and we are still honoring students who make a difference, so that is very exciting. The mission statement of our program is the same today as it was 15 years ago, and I'd like to share that with you now. And for all of our parents and grandparents and family members in the room, if you want to raise your hands so that way we can all see who you are, parents, grandparents, and all family members. It's everyone almost on this side of the room. So the mission statement is particularly important, I think, to you because it will tell you how your son or daughter was selected for the award today. And we are a nonprofit organization, and we only honor college-bound seniors. But you're being honored for your character, your integrity, how you show a love of learning, how you juggle your student activities, your community service, your athletics, anything special that you are involved in, or the ability to persevere through a very challenging life circumstance in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and something that everybody on this side of the room also values, free enterprise. And so that is very important. And so we are just excited to have you here. I'd like to introduce our students and our families and our principals to you. From Paloma Valley High School, we have our assistant principal, Nick Hilton. So Nick, if you would please stand, and your great student, Karina Franco, and your family, please. So your entire family, please stand. Let's give you a great round of applause. Thank you. With Heritage High School, our principal, Julie Zerold, and our student is Jordan Rain Carroll, and your family, please, and grandparents as well. Thank you. Congratulations. From Choice 2000 Online Charter School, we have Latricia Parker, our dean, and with Kayla Lopez Awado, please, and your family. Paris High School, our principal, Dr. Lynn Sheffield, and our student is Jesus Emmanuel Partida, and your family, please. Thank you. So those are our students and their families, and we're just delighted to have you all here today. Our program is actually called the Menifee Valley and Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program. So at this time, I'd like to ask forward Dorothy Wallens, who is the CEO of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and Grant Bennett, who is the president of the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce. Please, thank you. And you're dressed for Valentine's.
I am.
Dorothy.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate the students on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, the members, and all the volunteers and staff from Menifee. We congratulate you all, and we will be giving you a certificate in gold being the most important, gold certificate on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce and the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce. So again, I'd like to congratulate you and turn it over to Grant.
Thank you, Dorothy. It's always a great day to come and be able to see the great things happening with the students here in the Paris Union High School District. All of our schools have students doing such wonderful things, and the Chamber really is all about our youth and our programs that we have for our kids here in town, because we want them to come back and be part of our business community. You know, Sally said this started 15 years ago. I think I was here, Sally. Not that I'm old now, but it's just, we started that 15. I was old then. I'm getting heckled now. But the Chamber really wants to congratulate the students and the parents for their perseverance and the work they've done to get to this point. It's only 8 or 9 kids a year get honored with this, and you should be very proud of yourself, and your parents should be proud of the accomplishments you have. On behalf of the Chamber, we want to say, job well done, and continue the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I would also like to introduce our volunteers, because they are the backbone of our program. They are the reason that we can all come and just enjoy ourselves. It's so well organized because of them. And I'd like to introduce our 2 chairs. We have Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico from the Paris Union High School District. So ladies, why don't you stand, because we just really value you. So thank you so much. They literally do everything behind the scenes. They are our communication coordinators. They communicate with all of our sponsors and the school sites. They do our program. They administrate the scholarship program. They prepare the sponsor list where the students send out thank you notes, and on and on. And so they are just incredible. We have our MC that is always standing in whenever I'm not able to be here, and of course that is our superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Greenberg, and he is always an incredible speaker, so thank you very much, and appreciate you. And This other gentleman I'm going to introduce, I always appreciate him because he's always looking out for the Student of the Month program for new sponsors that are moving into the Paris area, and that is our Mayor, Darrell Bush from the city of Paris. So Mayor, if you want to please stand or at least raise your hand real high, because we appreciate, I know you have a few that on the sideline we're looking at right now. Yes. And in the city of Menifee, we have Dorothy Wallen. She does very much the same thing in Menifee, and she puts together a number of businesses that also like to participate from the Menifee area. So Dorothy, raise your hand real high. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. And our server today is Nancy, and we appreciate Nancy and her commitment to hospitality. And for those of you that remember Miss Lori Morgan, she was our server for years and years. She's at our Sizzler in Marietta. And I saw her yesterday, and she says, please tell the folks in Paris and Menifee hello. So I know some of you do visit the Sizzler in Marietta to see her, and she has shared with me how fun that is. So that is great. Your lunch is being brought to you by a number of generous sponsors. And actually, if you take our program and you open it up on the inside left page lists all of our lunch sponsors and our dignitaries. On the right-hand side, it lists all of our gift sponsors. So you will be receiving a number of gifts. And then on the back side, we list all of our scholarship sponsors and our volunteers. So this is really a nice program. You'll want to take this home with you and put it in your things that you actually treasure as well, that you were able to come here and be honored today. So I'm going to introduce the sponsors for lunch that are actually here today. From Altura Credit Union, we have Karina Chum, and we'll have everyone raise their hands high, and then we'll do one round of applause. So Karina's right over here. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. With Ashley Kroenke Inc., we have Eric Kroenke. So Mr. Eric, thank you. Bank of America, they are actually not here today, but they are a new sponsor with us. And then we have the Bank of Hemet, and we have Virginia Figueredo and Terry Chavez. So ladies, raise your hands high. Okay, very good. And we have the City of Menifee, so we greatly appreciate the city here. And I want to make sure that we have Tom Furman here. So Tom, thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate the city's involvement with our program this year. The City of Paris, and we have Mayor Darrell Bush, whom you've met, and our council member Mark Yarborough. We have our newest council member Julio Rodriguez, and we have our city clerk Judy Hani and Isabel Carlos. So let's thank you very much. Appreciate that. The county supervisor Marion Ashley. We have Barry Bush. And CR&R, Nicole Moore. Hi, Ms. Nicole, thank you. International Auto Crafters, Harry Ryan. The Paris Union High School District, our superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Greenberg, Lori Ortel, Sarah Rico, and we have Candace Rains. No, Marcy Savage. That's Miss Marcy, and Steve Swartz. Thank you very much. The Riverside County Office of Education, Kevin Tibbetts. Hi, Kevin. The Rotary Club of Paris, I know there's a number of Rotarians in the room from Paris. Want to raise your hands nice and high. Thank you, Grant. And from the Sizzler, we also have Vistera Credit Union and Vistera Hospital Riverside. So let's give them all a great round of applause. So families, what's really exciting now is we get to tell you that our program has a valuable scholarship. It's currently at $1,720 per student of the year, and what that means is within the next month, Sarah Rico and Lori Ortel will be sending to your school sites a rigorous, competitive scholarship application for you to complete in a short period of time. Probably, I think, what do they have, about 4 weeks or so, Sarah? Okay, so you will have the opportunity to complete this. And it's very important that you fill it out in complete detail, because remember, the only way that we are going to know about you is what you tell us, because the judges don't know you, which is how it's supposed to be. However, we only know what you let us know, what you tell us. So don't make any assumptions on your application. There'll be two letters of recommendation, and 2 essays. And so it's extremely important that you really write from your heart. And it's not a need-based scholarship. It is truly based on how you have made a difference in your community, your family, and in your school. So that's very important. And I'd like to introduce our scholarship donors to you. Several of them are here. We have Fred Good and Associates, International Auto Crafters, Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and so Dorothy Wallens is here. And I know that you have actually several businesses that have come together to support you in that, so thank you very much. And we also have with us from the Chamber of Commerce, Zuberi Shakir. And Zubari, if I know you, and it's just so great to have you and your wife here. Thank you. And from the Paris Plaza and Courdeur's Family Limited Partnership, PUMA, which is the Paris Union Management Association. And we have the Rotary Club of Menifee. So let's see some hands from the Rotary Club of Menifee. Thank you. Star Milling and WLC Architects. So let's give them a great round of applause. The Student of the Year event will be held this year at the Storm Baseball Stadium, and it will be on a Monday night, May the 21st. So for those of you, yes? Oh, Tuesday. Okay, thank you. Tuesday night, May the 21st. And for those of you that are students here in this room, you will be contacted by your school principals if you are the winner of the Student of the Year program. And so just, again, it's very important just to fill that out just in great detail. So if you are the Student of the Year, you will receive an engraved ink pen from Swedish Speed and Champion Towing from our council member Mark Yarborough, and from the Costco in Lake Elsinore, an awesome beach towel, and then a number of our other sponsors also step up to the plate and provide some special gifts, and we tend to get those a little closer to Student of the Year, so we'll have some surprises for you at that time. I'd now like to introduce our dignitaries, and we're very excited because they are loyal and faithful. They come to our program. They have a great certificate that they're going to show off to you and share a few words of wisdom. And so I'm going to call our dignitaries forward, and if y'all would line up just right over here. And our first dignitary will be Mayor Darrell Bush from the City of Paris. And of course, our council member Mark Yarborough. From the City of Menifee, our council member Tom Furman. We have from Senator Richard Roth's office, one of our newest legislators in the area, Alti Holcomb. So Alti, if you would come forward, please. And Alti, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yes. Welcome back.
Thanks.
And our Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, her representative, Kristen Fuller. From Assemblyman Jose Medina's office, we have Lachey Rodriguez. So Lachey, if you would come forward. From our County Supervisor, Marion Ashley's office, Barry Bush. And he's not here today, so thank you very much. And from the Riverside County Office of Education, Mr. Kevin Tibbetts. And our superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Greenberg from the Paris Union High School District. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of Paris. I and Councilman Yarborough, Mayor Pro Tem, Yarborough. Yes. Enjoy these. We try to make every one of them we can. And usually one of the two of us is here, if not both of us, because we really like the program. We really support the program. And we're very proud of the program here in Paris. I always like to make sure and tell the parents and family, because it's not only the parents, it's normally family too, that support the youngsters and the students and help them achieve what they've achieved. And most of them will tell you that they couldn't have done it without their family support. And so I want to say congratulations to the families and to the students, and keep up the good work. Mr. Yarborough.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I'd like to echo the mayor's comments too, because it's all about support. You know, you occasionally you see these students that go to school full-time, they have full-time jobs, they take AP classes, and then when they're, bored, they work for 3 or 4 organizations on the side. So the rest of us, that's not the case. So, but again, I just like to echo those sentiments too, because without the grandparents, the aunts and uncles, the moms and dads, the brothers and sisters getting behind you and helping you, giving you that support, for me, my teachers, they were really critical in my decision. I graduated from Paris in '77, and without my teachers, I wouldn't have really been where I'm at with my businesses and a lot of different things. So I had some very special teachers that helped point me in the right direction when I thought I knew everything. So anyways, on behalf of the mayor and my colleagues on the city council, you'll be receiving this certificate of achievement, and that is signed by the mayor and the city clerk. And we wish you all our best, and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Tom Furman from the city of Menifee. We also have some gifts over here that we brought for each one of the students. But in a nostalgic point, you young students don't know what school was like in our age. I'm going to give you a little remember when. The teacher rang a bell to control recess. Okay? You actually had a book that was issued to you at the beginning of the year that you had to turn in at the end of the year. You had teachers one teacher taught reading, writing, and arithmetic. And you had to be there to be in attendance. Okay? And you actually had books. You had to have long walks to school. And homework was actually turned in on a sheet of paper. The students are strong, and that's how education used to be. And I see it now. I took a tour of the school just recently, and everybody has their iPads, notebooks, nothing to write. They all type well. So this is where education used to be and where it's come today, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
I'm a little younger than the councilman. My teacher did not ring a bell. Senator Roth, he sends his appreciation and thanks to each and every one of you, especially you students who work very hard to do what you do. He also sends his appreciation to the parents and the teachers as well. We know you keep a boot in their butt to make sure that they're on track, and he really appreciates it. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Fuller. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and she has a certificate for each of you for your amazing achievement. And I just want to say she's a mother of 5, so she is really big on recognizing students and your hard work. And I'm a mother of 1 who's in high school, believe it or not. And I know the challenges that you guys face, and it's just so refreshing to see you guys continue to accomplish great things. And it's refreshing, and just you see the world today and all the things that happen, and this is a really rough time for our youth to make it out and to make these accomplishments that you guys have done. So please keep it up and don't give up. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do anything. And you being here today is proof that you are someone and you're going to do some great, amazing things. So please keep it up. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lashea Rodriguez, and I'm here for Assemblymember Jose Medina. We recognize all of the wonderful students with this amazing award. We'd like to go ahead and congratulate them on their outstanding achievement and commend them for their dedication and hard work that they put into their education. And we wish them all the best luck and success for their future endeavors.
Good afternoon, I'm Kevin Tibbetts with the Riverside County Office of Education, and it's my honor and privilege to be here to represent Superintendent of Riverside County Schools, Kenneth Young. We're going to present the students each with a certificate of appreciation and recognition. As the proud owner of a former Student of the Month recipient, I know firsthand the amount of effort and support that goes into reaching this level of recognition. We also have a pen for the students. With this, they can write the next chapter in their story of their lives. And also, after Dr. Greenberg does his little thing, there'll be another use that you can use this task you can use this pen to accomplish, and he'll explain that to you.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Greenberg. I'm superintendent of the Paris Union High School District. I'm first presenting on behalf of Supervisor Marion Ashley. Normally, Barry Bush, his aide, is here, but as you know, they're all attending the funeral of the Riverside police officer that was killed last week, and so they couldn't be here. But I want you to know that, excuse me, Supervisor Marion Ashley is a proud graduate of Paris High School, and he is very committed to this program, and we thank him, and there'll be a wonderful certificate from the county supervisor. So thank you on behalf of him. Also, I am here, I believe, on behalf of the congressperson, am I not?
Well, we don't have the certificate.
Oh, we don't have the certificate. So here's the good news. You're going to get a certificate from Washington, D.C., from the House of Representatives, from our local congressperson, and we'll make sure that that's, I believe, is it separated now? As Mark Takano is here in Paris, what about Menifee? Is it Mark Takano, the congressperson there? Looking at the Menifee people. Ken Calvert, okay. So you're gonna get one of two certificates. So, or you might get both. So, again. Now, earlier, Councilman Furman from the city of Menifee came in and he was talking about the good old days. Well, it sounds like he went to school with Laura Ingalls Wilder with Little House on the Prairie. Yeah. They didn't ring a bell at my school in the San Fernando Valley either, and I don't remember the teacher ringing a bell. But what I do tell everybody in the crowd is that school is harder today than it's ever been. I know sometimes it's hard for people my age to believe that, but I go into the classrooms and I see it. What we're asking students to do. We have students at Pentecote Middle School, for example, taking geometry in the 8th grade. And geometry in the 8th grade, I was thinking, I was a really good math student, I took it in the 10th grade. So we have students taking calculus as sophomores at our high schools. And so what we're asking students to do today is much different. But again, it's preparing them for the world that they're going to see in the 21st century. So one of the things I need to tell you about is whether you're in the 19th century like Councilman Furman, or 20th century like me, or 21st century like you, we've included in your bags these thank you notes. And we're also putting a list of all the businesses. The list looks something like this, and it's 2 pages long, front and back. And what we're expecting you to do, students, is write thank you notes. Because part of becoming a successful adult is understanding that you didn't get here by yourself and recognizing those businesses in the worst economic time since the Great Depression, and it looks like we're starting to work our way out of that they still come here every month and not only support the program, but are supporting it by donating gifts that are in those bags, by donating and paying for the lunch that we're eating, and by making sure that our students of the year have a great boost, a great scholarship to attend college, because college is very expensive. Now, when you write these thank you notes, I realize the post office has raised postage. You don't have to worry about that. Give it to your principal, they'll send it down to the district office, and we're thrilled to do that and pay for the postage. I want to make sure, too, that you understand that in the school district, while I'm superintendent, we have a governing board, and they're really responsible for everything great that's going on in our school district. Our president, Bill Hulstrom, is here today, and our vice president, Joan Cooley. Thank you both for attending. And our former board member, Eric Cronky, and if Barry Bush was here, we'd have we'll just have one of seats for all these politicians. What I want to tell the students, obviously, is you got here because you worked hard. A lot of students believe that the students that are in this room are here because they had God-given IQs that are higher than everybody else. But we all know in the room that you're here because you worked hard. Those were days when you could have gone to the movies, or you could have watched a movie on your iPad, or you could have done a lot of iPad, Councilman Furman. But you didn't do that. You stuck it out. You worked hard. We have athletes in this room who, on top of their academic achievement, have to practice 3 hours a day for the sport, or being in drama, having to practice, and we know how long your practices are, sir. They're very long. So it is quite an accomplishment, and we're very proud of you. But as the weather starts to improve, I get a little worried about as superintendent between now and graduation. A lot of opportunities to start celebrating a little too early. Please don't do that. We lost 4 boys on the freeway about 6 years ago here from Paris High. We lost some students last year from Heritage High School who would have been graduating and moving on in life that are not doing that. And so again, please be safe and make sure you tell all your friends at school, while you want them to work hard in school, most importantly, make sure that they have a safe and sober graduation, because I'm going to be the guy handing diplomas and I want to hand them out to everybody. On behalf of the school district, congratulations and best wishes.
Now you know why he's the MC when I'm not here. He's incredible. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I'd like to have you all look over to this wonderful table. And, oh, there's one thing.
You want me to go with her?
Yes, you can do it. Okay, that's good. He's the MC and Vanna. Okay. All right, Altura Credit Union has got these great cold cups. It's just right, just on the other side, that one right there. So it's really, really, really nice. In fact, I've got to see if I can find someone I know that can get me one. They're really nice. And we also have from Creative Printing the thank you notes that Dr. Greenberg showed you. And what's really cool about the thank you notes, this is not part of the digital world. This is handwritten thank you notes, not computer generated and paste them, on the thank you note. So you actually hand write them.
Yes.
Right? Yes, International Auto Crafters. This is why I really wanted you to stand up too, because there's cookies in the light blue bags, the little light blue one in the very front. See those cookies? Look at that.
This one's been broken.
They bake cookies for you, and they've got an accident kit in there for you in case anything were to ever happen. All that you would need to do or know if you were in some sort of a situation out there. There is also a engraved candy. They are a sweet company, and there is an engraved. It's an engraved paperweight, I believe, in there too. It's kind of wrapped up in and this has your name on it. It's really, or a little plaque. It's very, very, very special. So we're excited. They do all kinds of fun things for you. And from New Life Fellowship, Pastor Ted Norton, he provides you a Bible, which is very nice. And when it comes time to sharing your story, we all have tears of joy. Well, this is to handle the tears of joy. So that's exciting. Thank you very much, Pastor Ted. And we also have from Vistera Credit Union the blue water bottle, which is exciting. And from the city of Paris, they have got a really neat little knapsack right here for you. See the knapsack right there? I've got to teach you ahead of time what to do. Okay. Anyway, no, that is awesome. And there's also another little cup and so in there, so that'll be fun. And look at that. You just have more fun things to do, so that's exciting. And then from the city of Menifee, they have got a black bag. Do you see the black one right there? Yes. And there's all kinds. Look at in there. There's all kinds of goodies in there, Dr. Greenberg. Another. You all can have vitamin water. You can have water. You can have your juice water. You can have everything in there. So that's exciting. And these bags are great. So lots of fun. And in addition to that, there's what was the little notepad that you picked up? Who was that from? Oh, and a pen. I like that. Those are good. And then there is a little notepad right over there. You have to keep up with me. Okay. All right. This is for the city of Paris. So this is great. In fact, our managers a lot of times have something like this that they're writing their notes in at all times. So you will enjoy these. So thank you. Oh, open it up. We have something. Oh my word, a calculator. That's even better for people like me. I had to do algebra in 2 years, so I need calculators.
And this one is solar, Councilman Furman. There's no 8 or 9 volt battery that you would take out. You don't wind it up.
But it's a lot of fun, and so the only other thing that we have is in the big bags, there is a huge list, or there's a huge amount of gift certificates in there, and you are going to be going from restaurant to restaurant. You're going to go to bowling, you're going to be miniature golfing, and just a few certificates that I'd like to be able to just share with you because they're here today and it's just a lot of fun. Is you did a great job, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. We have certificates in there from Texas Roadhouse, and we're excited to have Jen Willard. So Jen, if you want to stand up. And Jen is with one of our newest restaurants in Menifee. In fact, it was our company and Texas Roadhouse that worked together to pull that project to bring it to Menifee, and we're just so excited, and they provide a great certificate. So Jen, thank you. Now you can go back and tell Keith you came to Student of the Month. Yeah, so we're so excited about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have the Beer Hunters Restaurant, Lazy Dog Cafe, Stadium Pizza, we have the theaters, we have Richie's Diner and Sizzler Restaurants. You get to go to Chick-fil-A, Giovanni's Pizza. You also get to go to some other fun restaurants in town, which is New York's Upper Crust Pizza and Whimsical Yogurt and Gelato. And there's even a certificate for horseback riding lessons. So everything is listed here, so it's just really a lot of fun. So please, let's give all of our great gift sponsors a round of applause. We are now at the part of our program that you all have really been waiting for, and that is to actually meet our students, and we're going to get to hear their stories. And so we have a little protocol for our program. We have about 6 or so minutes per student, so you have plenty of time to be able to share your story. And the way that the program works is that the principal will come up with their student, their mentor teacher, and the entire family. So all of your guests, you'll all come up here. So Grandma and Grandpa, you're going to be up here too. So that'll be fun. And so the principal will have the opportunity to share for about a minute. And then students, you will have the opportunity to share for about 2.5 minutes or however your heart really leads. And students, the things that you are going to be talking about, you're going to introduce your family and your guests. You're going to introduce your mentor teacher, and you're going to introduce them by name. So not like mom and dad, but you can tell us their whole name. And you're going to share a little bit about your college and your career goals. And we want to hear a little bit about your current life in school and on your campus. And then you're going to talk about one or more of these following questions. And they are, what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? Or what do you think is the most significant life lesson that you will take with you to college? Or how do you plan on giving back to your community or paying it forward? Or the final question is, share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle that you have overcome. And you can answer one or more of those. And when you answer those questions, be sure to say, an obstacle that I have overcome is, or the greatest life lesson that I've learned is, and then that way we'll know. And if you miss anything like your school or where you think you want to go or what your career plans are, we will be sure to remind you, won't we? We have Jonathan and Daryl up front, and they're a tag team. They don't let you forget anything, okay? So with that, we are going to begin, and I'm going to put the Kleenex right, it's going to be right here. If I put it here, it may block someone, but the tissue is right here. And we're going to go with Paloma Valley High School, then Heritage High School, Choice 2000 Online School, and we will conclude with Paris High School. So I'm excited to introduce, yes.
Don't have a line up first.
I will do that. See, they're the great tag team. So the way when you come forward, we will have our principal and our teacher on this side of the podium, and then we'll have our student here, literally like here, and the family will line up here. There's no leaning back, and stay very close. We are a close, tight-knit group because we're being videotaped by Paloma Valley High School. It will be aired on Time Warner Cable Television, and we want everybody to see you. So you have to stay very close together, and if you're not close together, we'll kind of gently move you. So why don't you all come up, and we'll get you lined up, and then you'll be the example for everybody else. So we have Nick Hilton. So Nick, you're right here. and our wonderful mentor teacher, and you're going to come over here, my dear, and all the family on this side. So right here, and mom and sister. So are we good? Does this work out good for everybody?
Perfect.
Okay, we are in good shape. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nick Hilton. I'm assistant principal at Loma Valley High School. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you this afternoon our student of the month for February, Karina Franco. It's always very interesting to me when the time to select our student of the month comes out. There's usually a mass email to the staff, and we get a lot of very positive conversation going. And I can say when Mr. Williams nominated Karina, within a short period of time, there was immediately all these bounce backs of teachers talking about how wonderful she was, all the great things. And so I'd like to share with you a couple of the comments that they made that I saw in those emails. Several teachers commented on how much of an exceptional student she is. So interesting were those comments that I went and looked and noticed that she's had straight A's for her 4 years of high school. Other teachers noticed that she's always on top of everything. She's always asking questions, she's participating in discussions. She is a very active and involved student. Everything we could want for a shining star of a Wildcat. Again, she's a very determined young lady, and I don't want to steal anyone else's thunder, so at this time I'll turn it over to Karina herself.
Hi, I'm Karina, and this is my club advisor, Mr. Williams, and my mom, Joaquina Franco, and my little sister, Susanna Franco. I grew up in a very tiny, environment, and I went to school in Rainbow that had the grades, preschool to 8th grade, about roughly 200 students. So when I entered high school, I became involved because my school didn't have many clubs going on and everything. My brother invited me to come join Interact, and when I became more proactive, I realized I truly enjoy helping people, and I joined other clubs that had the same goal. And after I joined, I realized that the clubs I participated in high school and just high school in general has now defined who I am. Because it was high school where I learned, all my friends that I will have throughout the life. And it was high school where I learned what I value, what holds importance to me. And it was high school where I learned what I want to become in the future. And it was also the 4 years that I did in community service that I learned a very important lesson that I will carry throughout my life, which is no matter what I do in the future, no matter what I become or or what kind of job I have, that it is truly important for me to always help others. That's why I want to become a pediatrician. I don't know what college I want to go to yet. Maybe University of San Diego if I get accepted. I want to major in molecular and cell biology. And from there I want to go to med school and become a pediatrician. I don't want to have a job because I consider a job something that you do because you have to, like taking out the trash. I want to have a career, an occupation. So I want to have a career that I can have a positive influence on others and that I could just have, a positive effect in the lives of others. So hopefully I do become a pediatrician. I want to thank everyone here for their support. It's a very big honor in my family to be Student of the Month, and I just want to thank my mom.
Good job, Nick.
I just love my family, and thank you. Yeah, and my teacher, Mr. Williams.
I've had the pleasure of working with her the last 4 years. She's just the sweetest girl. She gives, she gives, she gives. She outgives anybody I know. And when we go feed the homeless, she's there giving. When we go to the Menifee car show that the Rotary Club put on, she was there. When we go to the mayor's ball, she was there, constantly giving. And I'm also tutoring after school in the library, and wait a minute, she's there every day donating an hour of her time to all the little kids that can't do 2 + 2. Councilman Furman, before I say any more, thank you for paving the road in front of your house. But Karina, a wonderful girl, wow, determined. I just love being around her. She is somebody to watch. Thank you so much for letting her be here.
I will be translating for my mom.
Buenas tardes y gracias por invitarnos y gracias a todos. yo les quiero hablar acerca de mi hija. Mi hija no es porque sea mi hija, pero es una persona muy sobresaliente.
Hi, I'm Joaquina Franco. Good afternoon. And my daughter, not just because she's my daughter, she overexcels in everything.
Desde chiquita, ella siempre ha sabido lo que ha querido y ha sobresalido en todo.
As a little girl, she always did everything that she wanted to do, and she has given herself.
Ella es muy buena estudiante y sé que se esfuerza mucho para estar donde está.
She's a good student, and I know that she pushes herself in everything she does to be where she is right now.
Ella la pasa en la casa, estudie para los exámenes que va a tener. Cuando iba en el 9, cuando llevaba A y B a la casa, yo siempre le decía, ¿a poco no es mejor que traigas puras A's? Ella me decía, sí mami, pero es muy difícil, pero tú puedes, yo sé que tú puedes hacerlo.
In 9th grade, when my progress reports came out, for like the 3 weeks, I had A and B, and she would always, want straight A's, and I told her that it was very hard to get straight A's, and she's like, I know it's hard, but I know you could do it.
Yo sé que ella va a llegar a ser la pediatra que ella quiere ser, porque a ella le gusta mucho ayudar a muchas personas y a hacer servicio comunitario. Y sobre todo le gusta estudiar mucho y sé que se merece esto y yo sé que va a llegar a ser la doctora que ella desea ser.
I know that she will be the doctor and the pediatrician that she wants to do because she always pushes herself.
Es muy buena hija, muy buena hermana y gracias a todos por este momento. Gracias.
She's a good daughter and a good sister, and thank you all for this moment.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Julie Zero, principal of Heritage High School.
All right, good afternoon. It's my pleasure today to introduce Jordan Carroll. She's one of our outstanding students at Heritage High School, and I think one of the most important things that stand out to me about Jordan is her character and her leadership, both of which are a strong focus for us at Heritage, but she's an amazing student, and she carries the weight on her shoulders of more than just things that are important to her, but things that are important to her teammates, to her school. She always works hard no matter what she's doing. She sets a great example for those around her, not only on the basketball court, but in the classroom. She's got high ambitions for what she wants to do in her future and has always been goal-oriented. Even as a freshman, she's kind of had her goals set high on what she wants to accomplish. It's exciting to see her kind of grow up. This is my first 4-year class, so it's really exciting to see all my freshmen graduating this year. And Jordan's always been one of those kids that just stand out on the basketball court, in the classroom, out on campus. She set an amazing example. I don't know how much she realizes what a great example she is to her teammates, but always stepping up and being a great leader and encouraging her teammates. This year, the basketball team decided that they were going to help with trash pickup during lunchtime. And Jordan was always the one that was encouraging her teammates. And although it was frustrating at times, I know, because you walk around and you see how many students don't pick up after them, but I think over the course of the time that they were out there helping out, that they saw a huge turnaround just in that small step of making the effort to help make the campus a better place. So it's a great pleasure to introduce Jordan. One thing I want to add is this is kind of an exciting accomplishment for her, but she's been a 4-year basketball varsity letterman, and this year she set the single scoring record for a varsity career, so that's really exciting. So I'm going to introduce Jordan Carroll.
Hello. First of all, thank you to everybody that made this possible, our sponsors and everybody. This is my basketball coach, Nicole Rashika, my principal, Miss Zero, my dad, Kurt Carroll, my mom, Kurt Carroll, my grandpa, Rosa Carroll, my grandpa, Benny Mosley, and my grandma, Charlie Mosley. First of all, as of now, my first choice for college is University of Redlands. I've already been admitted, and I've been offered to play on the basketball team there. I plan to study speech pathology, and Redlands has a good program for that. Being that both my parents are educators, I've seen speech pathologists come in and out of their classrooms and work with different kids. I became more and more interested in speech pathology because I'll be able to work with children, have a lasting impact on their lives, and even contribute to their future success. I've been on the varsity basketball team all 4 years of high school, and I've been captain for 3 out of 4 years. Last year, I became a member of Link Crew, Athletic Student Council, and as of this year, I'm a member of California Scholarship Federation and National Honor Society. One thing that all the programs I'm involved in appreciate more than anything is leadership. Growing up, I often heard that I was a natural leader from family members, teachers, and coaches. I was often placed in leadership roles where I never understood what being a leader truly meant. This year, after attending a leadership conference with my coach and peers, and plenty of talks on the subject with my parents and Coach Rashika, I now not only understand my role as a leader, but I embrace it, and I know the importance of it. Leaders provide vision, they give us direction, tell us where we're going, and help us understand why we're taking the journey. Leaders believe in us, they give us confidence, and improve our skills to make us better. Leaders support us and provide what we need to be successful. They make the hard decisions so we don't have to. They protect us and help us see things from a different point of view. And lastly, leaders help us feel better about ourselves. The world is a better place because of quality leadership, and being a leader is my greatest contribution to my family, my team, and my school. I'd like to thank Coach Rashika for nominating me and Ms. Zero for choosing me to be Student of the Month. Thank you to all sponsors again, and introducing Ms. Rashika. Thank you.
Oh, I'm a little long-winded, but I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. I think it's kind of ironic, Julie's comments and Jordan's comments, because we obviously didn't talk about this ahead of time. So first, I'd like to say thank you as well to the community members and all the sponsors, district employees, the Sizzler staff, Paloma's audio visual. They always do an amazing job. Miss Earl, and of course Jordan and her family for making this event possible. I'm lucky to be part of this event. I've done it in the past, and it's probably one of the greatest experiences that I've had within the district. I'm just amazed by it. I love how we honor these kids. Now, Jordan. Jordan is your typical straight A award-winning high school student, and she's involved in many clubs, MVP of her sports team, National Honor Society, and the list goes on. However, it's not that she's a standout student. It's not that she stands out. It's what makes her stand out and what separates her from her peers. And there's pools of overachievers striving for the same awards that she's striving to get. But the difference is that she makes the people around her stand out. And that's rare. And it's very special. And I've had the pleasure of teaching and coaching Jordan for the last 2 years. And no matter where she goes, she makes her mark, and she's very well liked. So I was thinking for a little while, because I wanted to be able to explain to you one of the experiences so you can understand how she really makes her presence felt. So I thought about all the college trips, I thought about all the games, the conferences, and I actually couldn't think of a time that she didn't make her presence felt. So we know that she's always making a point when she goes where she goes. And then it hit me. One of the recent games that we were at a college game with the team, and we were all sitting there, and of course, like most college games, they have one of those overhead screens, and the camera comes around, and it's always, trying to find the loudest team or the loudest fans to, put on the screen. Of course, the team is screaming and screaming and screaming because everybody wants to see themselves on the screen, but no luck. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we see Jordan waving in the back, standing, behind some random people. And I know she said she went to the restroom, but somehow she found that camera. And, I think that when you think about it, this is kind of a metaphor for Jordan, because, many people are waiting for the camera to find them. She goes out and she finds that camera herself. She captures that moment because she's not going to wait for something to happen. And this is basically how Jordan has captured a great high school career, how she maintained the good grades, how she won the several awards, and she guaranteed her path to college. This is how she has achieved capturing others and being able to lead them to success. Through diplomacy, teamwork, and a sense of family, she has made a difference at Heritage High School. She's excelled above the standard and most impressively challenged herself and peers. In Jordan's senior year, I told her I wanted her to become a great leader. And many people call people great leaders, but if you look into their soul, many of these leaders had to start off as good leaders. And she started off as a good leader, but she became a great leader. And why? Because, and as she said, highly effective in getting people to follow her in her pursuit of selected goals. Being purposeful when she's striving for these goals, being ethical in doing the right thing in the right way, and being satisfying in making others feel good about their achievements when they've finally accomplished these goals. I have found a lot of great leaders, and they're often not thanked nearly as much as they should be. So Jordan, on behalf of all your peers, your teachers, your coaches, families, and friends, I'd like to thank you for your hard work and dedication, not to yourself, but everybody around you. Good luck, and I know you will continue to do great things in college.
I solicited, or good afternoon, I solicited input from some of Jordan's friends and family as to what they thought her greatest qualities and traits might be. And against my better judgment, I'm going to ignore everything they told me. And I'm going to go with what I think. And it's consistent with what you've heard from both Principal Zerold and from Coach Rashika. Jordan has an enormous ability to wield a quiet, strong, assertive influence. We call it leadership. And it's sneaky, it's deceptive, you don't even know it's happening to you. Believe me, I've been the victim of it many a time. But that's Jordan, and she gets people to believe and to coalesce around things that they think, or maybe have not have thought were important, but now believe are important, whether it be in the classroom, on a project, or on a basketball team, or even working one-on-one with a student. That's Jordan. And as she's pointed out, she's embraced that, and we are enormously proud of her. Of course, she stands on the shoulders of a whole lot of people, a vast array of people who've invested and deposited so much in her. Her teachers, coaches, family members, all those who've fought for injustice and oppression. And we see the culmination of that in her today and celebrate her and her success. We love her, as most parents love their children, but as I say to Jordan often, not only do we love you, we like you. You are a good person. You are a person of character and integrity, and that drives who you are. And God has graced you with so much, and the splash you're going to make in the world will be big because you do it on behalf of others. Thank you to all of the sponsors for your foresight and your generosity. We are indebted to you, and thank you for this opportunity.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Latricia Parker from Choice 2000.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce Kayla Lopez Aguado. She's a student at Choice 2000. She came to us last year. She's maintained a 4.0 since she's been here. And I've had an opportunity to get to know Kayla because she volunteers a lot of her time at Choice 2000 whenever we have a book exchange or anything happening at the school. She always shows up and she always has a smile on her face and she's always willing to give, and that's kind of unusual at our school. We don't have a lot of students that are there, so an opportunity to get to know students is always unique. And when we nominated her, we were discussing at the staff meeting because we had a couple kids that really we wanted to nominate. We can't nominate them all, and so we kind of did a final vote at the staff meeting, and all the teachers just said wonderful things about her. And so I'm going to introduce her right now, and she could tell you a little bit about herself and also her teacher as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, I'm Kayla, and this is my mom, Elba Aguado. And, well, it's an honor to be here. You know, I didn't think I could get this far. I mean, I came from a different country. I'm from Mexico. My first language is Spanish, and learning English was hard for me. My family always pushed me to become a better person, and well, my career that I plan to go is learn more languages. I want to learn Italian, American Sign Language, Latin, Chinese. I mean, as much as I can, because I know I can do it. And I want to major in international relations and international business. I plan to go to RCC to learn all my languages. I think the most significant life lesson that I've learned is, high school, going to military school, California Military Institute, learning leadership, courage, just pushing yourself to do more. And Choice 2000 has taught me more about technology, which I love. I love learning about it, electronics. And that's pretty much it. This is my teacher, Mr. Wilson.
Okay, so I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm going to do my best here. In our ever-changing world, we as educators often feel as if we're lost at sea, especially at Choice 2000, where it's kind of a virtual sea, right? And then there are students like Kayla. It's easy to forget just how amazing some of the people are who are right in front of you, even and especially in the virtual environment that we teach in. Kayla is beloved by all her teachers. I'm lucky enough to be Kayla's English teacher this year. It might seem difficult to imagine, but we actually do interact with each other quite a bit. Here, Kayla constantly demonstrates her ability to multitask by juggling the labyrinth of various softwares and effectively reading and performing, at times, lines from Macbeth and various difficult pieces of literature. All before her classmates, which can be a daunting task in and of itself, especially for somebody whose first language is not English. It's students like her that inspire me as a teacher to be my best and to be creative generally and enjoy the literature itself and the education process. She's a constant reminder of how education, technology, desire, perseverance, family, and a little bit of faith can change the world for the better. We know this because of her hobbies. Her hobbies, technology, communication, and software itself. She wants to know just how to use it and how to improve it to make the world a better place. Given her interest in communication and technology, it comes as no surprise that she wants to pursue the expertise of foreign language in college so that she can work at an embassy or a consulate, which she's described to me. She wants to travel the world and visit distant lands, she's told me. And I want her to do that. And so do all of her educators, all her teachers. This is the kind of desire and ambition that excites and reminds me of what education is all about. I envy her, as I envy all the students here. And it's when you can say this about a student that you envy them, that you know you've come across a superstar. So to Kayla, on behalf of all of your teachers, I'd like to say I'm happy to play this little part to the very beginning of your grand adventure.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Selva y es un orgullo, ¿verdad?, estar en este lugar, en este programa, que pues me siento orgullosa, ¿verdad?, de mi hija Kayla, porque ella ha sido una buena niña, una buena muchacha.
I'll be translating. Hi, my name's Elva. It's been honorable for me to be here and see my daughter. She's a very good student and a great person overall.
Ella siempre le ha gustado la escuela, siempre sus grados siempre han sido buenos y estoy orgullosa de ella. Yo sé que ella va a seguir adelante en sus estudios.
She has always loved school and she's always brought good grades, and I'm just very happy to be here.
Y pues yo la quiero mucho, la amo y yo deseo lo mejor para ella.
I love her very much and I just wish the best for her.
Gracias.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Lynn Sheffield at Paris High School.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon, and I want to thank all the sponsors in the community for putting on this program for our wonderful students. It's an honor to introduce to you all Jesus Emmanuel Partida. And as we were driving over, I just wanted to share just a little bit of information because I can go on and he'll tell you a little bit about his accolades. But we were driving over and just talking about how well he's doing in school, and he goes, well, it doesn't matter, you know, what rank I am. It just matters that I did the hard work and I got the good grades, and that's most important. I did the work and I got the good grades. I'm not worried about the rank. And so I think that speaks to the mission of the program, character. And so he has strong character. And another remark he made, he was telling me, oh yeah, I had a few friends that have been Student of the Month, and he's naming the last 4 Student of the Months, and I'm like, oh, you keep good company, all those smart kids there. He goes, no, it's just not about, you know, the grades or anything, it's just hard work. And so, again, that just kind of struck me and it spoke volumes. So this is a young man of great character, hard work, and he truly deserves this honor. So it is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Jesus Emmanuel Partida.
Well, this is my first time doing this, so there's a first time for everything. First of all, even though my parents aren't here, I want them to say I thank them very much for everything they've done for me. I mean, I love them. I mean, I love, like, the fact that they're not here. Like, it's okay because they're off there, they're working. They're doing it because they love me. And I just want to thank them so much for everything they've done, whether it's been, like, sometimes, you know, helping me out. Like, I need to buy a Barron's book for this AP test, or Dad, Mom, I need some money to take an AP test. It's all right, but let's see. Well, Mr. Newman, he nominated me. I've known him for just this year. In a weird stroke of fate, it's actually very weird because I would have taken AP Bio if it wasn't for the fact that apparently they didn't have any rooms, so I ended up taking drama, and you know what? I love it. I love it. I love the fact that I'm able to read this great literature of like so many like great poets and play directors, especially Oscar Wilde, you know, that importance of being earnest. Well, anyways, enough about that, but, well, actually what I want to do is, with my life, I want to become a bioengineer. I want to become a bioengineer because at first I wanted to be a doctor, but then I realized it's not for me because I just don't know why, but it just hit me, bioengineering, because I went to Cosmos in the summer of my junior year. I went to Cosmos, I went to UC Davis, I loved it over there at UC Davis, and funny thing is, this program changed my life for the number one reason that before I went there, I didn't feel like I had to like, why am I trying so hard? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Like, I was getting straight A's, but I didn't know why. I never saw the purpose behind it, but then when I went over there, like, I saw all these smart, intelligent people, and I think one test we took was an introductory test into it. Failed miserably. And after that, I realized, like, dang, I can't believe I'm getting my butt handed to me. I mean, there are all these other kids here who are like, they're other geniuses, and yet here I am. But then I realized, like, wait, I'm going to try really hard. I have to get up to their level. I don't care if they've all gone to private schools. I don't care if they have all these resources, but I'm pretty sure if I just try hard enough, I can do it. And you know what? I did it. By the end of the program, I caught up to their level, and then when I came back here, I knew that hard work was going to get me through it. Sure, I may not be that super genius, like, oh, hey, let me look at this. Oh, I understand it after looking at it for only once. No, I'm the guy who has to spend like 2 or 3 hours looking at the same thing till I get it. Yeah, oh, what's that? Oh, I don't know what a social life is. Yeah, that's pretty much my life right there, but I think in terms of college, if I had a dream school, I think I'd prefer I actually want to attend USC. It's a nice, beautiful campus, but yeah. Oh, UCLA. I'm sorry, good sir. Nah, just kidding.
Not everybody can go to UCLA.
You were doing so well.
You're doing good in my eye.
Your principal.
Yeah, but I think I want to become a bioengineer, though, like all kidding aside. I do think I want to become a bioengineer because there are many people who need like prosthetics, artificial organs. There are many people out there who are suffering with certain things. Like there are some Army veterans who they're used to being so active and everything, and then just, you know, accidents happen, and then you just can't do what you used to love doing. It's traumatic. I mean, imagine not being able to do something that seems so easy, like walking. Like, we may all take it for granted, but then they do it, and then we just don't see it in their way because we haven't experienced that loss. But what I want to do, I want to research and study prosthetics for people so that they can get them. And the thing is, prosthetics are very expensive, but I want to study so I can make them cheaper. I want more people to have access to them. There are people who need them, and you know what? I'm going to try to get them, which is the reason why when I graduate from wherever I end up going, I want to get my bachelor's, and I'm going to head back in for more punishment by getting my PhD in bioengineering. And my career choice, it's not to get a job, but rather it's to become a professor at the university. I want to become a professor at university so I can continue educating people, as well as use their resources to do more research for more good. And hopefully one day, I just want to give back to my community one day. I want to make this into an awesome place for minorities. Anyone can get into science and technology, because there are some people who just don't know about this stuff, but I think if you just expose them to it, I think anyone can do it. I mean, I'm not a genius, but hard work, that's all I'm going to say, hard work. That's kind of the main reasons why I think I kind of like not being smart, because I mean, if I was smart, I would usually just say, oh, I get this, but then once I get to a wall, I wouldn't know how to, you know, break it down or do whatever I need to. But by working hard, yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment, but I'll keep trying to break down that wall no matter what until I get to the next level. And I think I've taken up too much of your guys' time, and now I'd like to let everyone else speak. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I got out of hand.
You were great. When I first met this young man, I think he just sort of demonstrated to you why I nominated him. The very first week of class, you know, instead of the teacher giving the ticket out of class kind of exercise, some of the teachers know what I'm talking about there, he's like giving me a ticket out of class. He's like, oh, on that one point, Mr. Newman, what do you think about this? I'm like, wow. And he says he has no social life, but he is social, and I will go one step further, he's a gentleman. He behaves as a gentleman with all of his classmates and the way he interacts with people. He is taking 4 AP classes, and that phys and drama. And he comes from a hardworking family. Both of his parents have not gone to college. He would be the first. So we in education know this is always the big breakthrough thing, right? Kids whose parents go to college tend to go to college. Kids whose parents don't go to college tend to have a hard time finding the need. So here I've got this kid, and he's struggling along, a little nervous to ask his parents for AP testing money. But I ask him how his weekend is, and kids, oh, I went to a party, I went to a movie. He's like, I wrote 20 essays to colleges. I did 20 applications for scholarships. He works so hard. But the one last thing I will add to the hard work exhibit, which we've all talked about how important hard work is. The thing that I think sets Jesus apart besides that is this indefatigable. He did not have straight A's for this year. He has 1 B. And that speaks to what he just told you. Sometimes things are, why do you have a B? Why is this?
You know what?
Anyway, he made it up. It was a progress report, not a final grade.
Final grade was 3.
But The point is, in the book Outliers, there's an episode where they talk about sometimes they overrate if you're the absolute smartest IQ. There's a level that if you're smart enough, you can accomplish anything. And they kind of give an example of a person that has a super high IQ, but when you ask them a different kind of thing, there's no creativity in their soul. And there's no curiosity or quest for learning by the way those questions are asked. And this is what this young man has. He has that burning desire. He learns with joy. And for that reason, whatever the challenge is, I don't think that it will ever daunt him. And I'm so proud of you, Jesus, and I'm so proud of your parents, even though they're not here. I know they're working hard. And it's been an honor to get to know you, kid. Thank you, Mr.
As the mother of all of my 2,500 students, I'm your mom too. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Hard work does pay off, and you are very smart.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to bring up Ms. Sally Myers.
Were you absolutely amazed today? I know that every month Dr. Greenberg will say, I don't know how it can get any better. And yet every month you all continue just to bless us and amaze us and inspire us. And so thank you for sharing. And you know what's really fun about this program is that our students, they really don't have any idea what the program is all about. I mean, they may hear from friends, but for most of them it's their first time here. They're getting to meet the dignitaries and our business leaders for the very first time. They come dressed for success. It gives them the opportunity to do a little bit of public speaking, which, you know, is difficult to do, but then to be able to speak in front of folks that you don't even know, and yet you just kind of open yourself up. You just say, this is who I am, and these are my passions, and you all did an incredible job today. And I know that I sat over there with my napkin, and I love the realness. You know, it's like the real deal here, and that's what I like. It's not about posturing. It's not about position. It's not about having this or having that, but it's about who you truly are as your heart and your soul. And we get to enjoy that. And because of that, we actually, as sponsors, we leave this room, and I think that you inspire us to hopefully go out and do better things. Wouldn't you say? I agree. I take copious notes from all of you because I enjoy going back and sharing with all of the folks that I get to visit with for the rest of the day and the week. And I will have to tell you, Jesus, the great thing is you're going to receive a complimentary DVD like all of the other families. And so your parents will get to, you know, not just hear from you, which I'm sure that you'll be able to give them a grand story, I'm sure, but they're going to actually get to see your grand presentation. And I know that you will need a few tissues when they watch it because they're going to be very proud of you, very proud of you. And thank you for all the moms and parents today, just for your sharing. And we love the translation. We truly do, because we just get to see the whole personality of the family that way. And so that's very special to us. And at the end, I always get to share some words of advice or words of wisdom from a gentleman named John Maxwell. And what's really interesting is Kevin Tibbetts, he actually, I think, had to take off, but he brought me a little John Maxwell Mentoring 101 book. And so this was kind of fun that he brought that today. But the word that we're going to listen to today is called stamina. And it's really quite a great word, and I think that you will enjoy it.
Today's word is stamina on Minute with Maxwell. Tracy Morris, who is a bodybuilding coach. No wonder, Tracy, you want me to talk about stamina from Louisiana. Well, here's what I think. Boy, Tracy, I'd like to have a conversation with you about this because I'd like to have your input. But here's what I think. I think stamina is about 20% physical and about 80% mental. In other words, I think people that keep on keeping on, who stay with it, who have the energy to finish I think it's an attitude more than it is just a physical asset. Here's what I know. I've known a lot of people that had physical strength, but they never finished anything. I've known a lot of people who, they weren't physically appealing or strong, didn't have maybe the muscle development that they needed, but they had an attitude that just basically says, I will not quit. When I was young, I began to watch people around me quit. And one day I went to my book dictionary and I went to the Q section and I got my scissors. I did this. And I went to the word quit and I cut it out. I cut it out of my dictionary. That day I determined that quitting was not an option for me. The day I cut the word quit out of the dictionary, I cut it out of my life, and that's the day, attitudinally, I developed stamina.
That was good, wasn't it? It was great. Yeah, I really liked that a lot, and I was listening to your stories, and I'm thinking you all definitely demonstrated stamina today, and thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it, and we know that wherever you attend school and whatever those career decisions, not those job decisions, but those career, lifelong decisions that you make, you will make a difference and you will impact the lives of people around you in a very positive and dramatic way. So that is going to be exciting. So with that, that concludes our program today. Thank you so much. And I am going to, yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Have a little note right here. Let's see, Randy Hughes, if you want to pop over here real quickly. Randy Hughes is the video guru from Ploma Valley High School. Mr. Randy, thank you. And Randy brings this phenomenal crew with him. And I have to tell you something about Randy. He is meticulous as can be. These folks come in, these students, with their cords. They are wrapped up perfectly and they leave perfectly. And they have great discipline under Randy's direction. So outside with Randy is the video director, Sierra Yabrara. And the audio engineer is Caleb LaHood. And inside our cameras, we have Monica Trejo. That's me, Monica. And Nicholas Vasquez. Mr. Nicholas, where are you? Hello, Nicholas. And Armin Singamafin. Okay, Armin. This is Armin. You have a very special last name, and it just looks really nice on paper, and that's how it's going to stay. So, anyway. We appreciate, they go back to Ploma Valley High School with Mr. Hughes, and this is actually a project where they edit for Verizon and Time Warner Cable Television, and it is aired through the city of Paris. So we want to thank you so very much, Mayor Bush, for that. And other people in the community have the opportunity to experience what we get to experience in person. So I want to give them all a great round of applause. Sarah Rico is going to take our picture out in front, and so we would definitely like to have our mayor and our council member Tom Furman, and of course Jonathan Greenberg, and our chamber representatives today to be in that picture. So with that, let's give our families again a round of applause. Back.